Welcome to Ready Football. I'm one of your hosts, Logan.
I'm Brennan.
We took a little hiatus last week, didn't
Yeah, I think so. Again.
we? Oops. But we are back tonight, and we are going to do some deep diving into some college football teams. We're going to do Brennan's Purdue Boilermakers.
We got we're on the cusp of fall camp, man. Fall camp has started today for some teams. So
we're so close.
football season's here. It's on the edge of it.
Games are going to be happening very soon. So
And I think Thursday will mark the official start of, by the end of that month, there will be college football being played. So
I think so, yeah. But we're going to cover your Boilermakers.
we got some. Yeah, we're gonna be diving into a couple teams. We're gonna be looking at Purdue. We got Oregon on deck for you. What else we got?
We have the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Crimson. Wow.
It's been a long day. We have the Michigan Wolverines. Apparently, I just can't talk today. And then we also have their rival, Ohio State. So we got
Also got some NFL news too.
yeah,
With we'll be touching on Jordan Love's new contract. Tua's too. We'll we'll give our thoughts on both of those contract situations, and also the new kickoff rule.
There's like one more contract. Yes, Kenny Clark from the Packers.
Oh yeah.
Nose tackle. He got a nice little extension, so we'll just touch up on that with the other contracts, and then yeah.
Stupid new kickoff rule for the NFL. They're making this so unwatchable. I can't. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's already been declining for the last couple of years now, but dude, this is just stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna hold those. I'll hold those thoughts till we get to that debate, till we get to that topic. But first, let's dive into some college football. Like we said, we got some training camp on deck. Got some teams about to start balling up. Two of our favorites, Purdue and Oregon. Both of them actually will be playing head to head this year, kind of later in the year.
Yep. We have already kind of been discussing about making that night game appearance. So.
I'm guaranteed going to that game either way. I have family members with season tickets. I will be at Notre Dame, at Penn State, at Oregon, yeah.
I just need the invite.
You just gotta not be busy.
I already told you I will make that trip. We got enough time to plan that out.
Here's the thing. Notre Dame and Oregon already sellouts.
Oh, duh.
I'm pretty sure Penn State is too.
I could see that happening.
Although, quite honestly, like, I'm willing to bet almost all of their games are, because I'm pretty sure average attendance last season was like 93% or something like that. It's like mid 90s, I feel like.
It was very, very high. I know that.
Yeah, Purdue Athletics have not had a problem selling football tickets the last couple of years.
I know from the games I've been to with you the past couple years, they've been pretty full. So.
And it's going to be an exciting year. Ryan Walters, year two as a head coach overall, not just with Purdue. What kind of expectations you kind of laying down for him year two?
The defense, I'm really hoping should be a lot better. Him having his guys getting a year down under his belt. I mean, you guys got studs.
Bring back Dylan Thieneman.
Back there at the safety position. I know you guys got a couple ball hawks back there. I didn't even realize this until a new college football game came out. I went to play with Purdue. I sent you those screenshots of me beating Clemson 18-0. There you go. Can't say I didn't help you out.
Love it.
But you guys had a linebacker that I knew when he was a baby. I played with his brother and pal, Moon.
Oh, Dominic Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played at Snyder.
I knew him since he was like a baby.
Yeah.
Me and his brother were the same age. His brother went to Eastern Michigan.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
I didn't realize he left. I guess he's at Western Michigan now when I looked it up.
Oh, is he?
Because I couldn't find him on the game, so he's either not on the game, but I also saw something that he went to Western Michigan, and I knew he committed you guys coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be on Western Michigan now. So
That's interesting. Yeah, he played at Snyder.
Him at linebacker. But
Yeah,
I think it's just part of the process, you know. I haven't really been able to keep track with like the recruiting classes this year, so I don't know how either one of our schools are really doing in recruiting.
I know Purdue.
That we had a tight end 4-star flip on us for Tennessee, but we'll get into that later when we talk about Oregon.
We've brought in a number of transfers and signed a bunch of young guys this recruiting class. This might be one of our best recruiting classes we've had in a long time coming in. We've got a lot of young talent coming in, a lot of 4-stars, especially in the secondary.
Didn't you guys get someone from like Georgia or Miami or something?
Out of high school or transfer?
Transfer.
Oh, yeah, I think we got 2 players from Georgia out of the portal.
So
And then we got an O lineman from Ball State, and that dude, or no, was it Ball State? I can't remember if it was Ball State off the top of my head.
I'm not sure.
But the O line is beefed up.
Real quick, you said he was a what?
O lineman. He was they beefed up the O line. Gus Hartwig is back. He's their 5th-year center, which is huge. He brings a lot of experience to that O line. Wide receiver room, there's a lot of new faces, but there's a lot of depth in there. And especially from what I've seen in spring ball and coming into fall camp, that receiver room is going to have a lot of opportunities to make some big impacts early on. Especially kind of establishing who the alpha receiver is going to be in the room. Jamal Edgerine coming back off a knee injury last year from camp. That's huge. That's a huge weapon for Hudson Card to dish the ball to. And he's only complementing the rest of that receiver room. You look at the receiver they brought in from Georgia. He brings a lot of experience to that receiver room. I'm excited, especially for this defense. This defense is really gonna. Like you said, I expect the defense to take a big step this year. In year 2 with Ryan Walters, they bring back Dylan Thieneman, who's a monster as a freshman last year, All-American free safety. He's gonna have. I have a feeling he's gonna pick up right where he left off. And being a Purdue fan, man, I can't wait to watch him. He reminds me a lot of Stu Schweigert, who played at Purdue in the early 2000s.
That name sounds familiar.
Reminds me a lot of Stu Schweigert. His ball skills and the range that he has already is unbelievable. Yeah, the raw talent this kid has is second to none. He is far and away become one of the biggest defensive anchors in Ryan Walters' defense coming into year 2. And I think the success of their defense is going to rely not only on Dylan Thieneman's shoulders, but it's going to rely on Kydron Jenkins' shoulders. Moving from edge rush spot to linebacker, playing more coverage, it's going to be a new role for him this year. But the production that he's brought year in and year out, him and Dylan Thieneman, losing Nick Scorton really hurt to the portal. Nick Scorton going to Texas A&M, that was a big blow. Him and Kydron Jenkins both led the Big Ten in sacks last year, and so losing Nick Scorton was a massive blow. But having Kydron Jenkins and Dylan Thieneman in your backfield are massive anchors that are really going to be pivotal for this defense and the success that they have. I'm also expecting the offense to have a bigger jump than they did coming into year 2.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just looking at. You guys look like you have a top 10 transfer class this year, which consists of 8 offensive players and 6 defensive players. A trio of wide receivers join you guys. Cam Brown from UCLA, Denylin Morissette from Georgia. Don't know if I pronounced that right. CJ Smith, also from Georgia. Running back Reggie Love III. Made a similar move as his head coach heads east. Rounding out the offensive side of the ball, lineman position, Walters improvised as a need for depth heading into the offseason. Joshua Sales Jr. from Indiana, Corey Stewart from Ball State.
Yep, it was Ball State.
Joey Tanoia from Notre Dame, and DJ Wingfield from New Mexico. Those guys are all part of the offensive line room. Then you guys also brought in 2 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 2 defensive backs, including the number 7 rated transfer and highest ranked corner in the portal, and Nyland Green from Georgia, Kendrick Breedlove from Colorado, CJ Madden from Georgia, and
a lot of Georgia guys.
Yeah.
These guys have won natties there too. This is about to be cool.
Yeah, you guys are definitely getting a lot of experience, and yeah. So
yeah, all right.
These offensive linemen,
they're big boys.
Sells is 6'6", 305. Then you have Corey Stewart, the one that you were saying you're excited about from Ball State, 6'6", 305 as well. The one from Notre Dame, 6'5", 285. And Wingfield is 6'4", 290. If those big boys can move, all those guys actually have to do give Hudson time. From what I've seen so far in his college career, I'm a fan of Hudson. It kind of hurt me to watch Purdue games last year, or listen to them, because he was always taking a beating, it seemed like. Give him some time, he's going to help you guys out.
Oh, yeah. And
especially also with some of these receivers, like one of them,
CJ Smith, I'm so excited for.
Yeah, I was just about to say CJ. He's 6'3", 190.
Oh, he's winning them jump ball battles.
Dean Nyland.
Oh, Denylin.
He's 6'1", 200. Cam Brown 6'1", 190. So they all are over 6 foot. So they all could have that possibility of going up and getting those 50-50 balls.
Oh yeah, and it's like you alluded to with Hudson Card. You know that's
got the cannon.
Yeah, that's the biggest jump I'm excited to watch this year coming into year 2 is the quarterback, because you've heard Ryan Walters allude to it. It's last year was his first full year as a college starter. And so now last year he was in a brand new system, brand new school, brand new coach.
Yeah.
Now he's got a year under his belt and he knows he's the full-time starter coming into year 2. Beefed up O-line, great receivers coming out of the portal, an upperclassman running back in Devin Maccabee, who I'm also really excited to watch this year. I just hope he can clean up the fumble problem that he had last year. But Hudson Card coming into year 2, more experience, more time under his belt. I'm expecting a big jump from Hudson Card, and it wasn't like he was a scrub last year by any stretch either. I mean, there was a like a 4-game slump Purdue had where their offense was really struggling. But I think it was like the last 3.5 games of the year. I think it was like from the second half of the Michigan game on. It was like Purdue's offense really started finding their footing and really coming into a league of their own. They started being able to show the production that they were kind of struggling to show throughout that slump. And so now that experience coming into year 2 with all of these weapons, I expect a big jump from this offense.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you guys got it going at the end, but it was just a little too late. But now, like you said, Hudson having his year under the belt, he knows the system now. He was brand new to it. The coaches are more familiar with what he can do. Obviously, they went out and got him some decent sized protection. So hey, all we can do is hope for him to keep getting better, and that offense, defense, team just can gel early on and hopefully put up fights and contend.
And here's what I'll say really quick before we get into their schedule and start giving our predictions. The biggest expectation that I have for Purdue football this year is to, for the love of God, fix the kicking problem. Find a kicker. Please make field goals.
You know what?
That was such a problem last year.
You remember what we did in high school? Coaching? We just go get those soccer players to kick field goals.
Yeah.
Go to Purdue soccer.
Hey, they found that when I went to the Ohio State game last year, they found a fan. You know how they do the kicking contest, like the kick for cash or whatever? They found a fan in the stands in the student section to do it, and it was like 10, 20, and 30, and he hit all 3 of them like back to back to back without missing. And it was like right on the heels of Purdue's kicker missing like a 24-yard field goal or something like that. And he'd missed like 3 on the game already.
They better go sign him.
Purdue really struggled with field goals, whether it be place holding, whether it be kick accuracy, whether it be them getting blocked or the protection up front on them, or just the overall execution on them. They struggled so badly with field goals and extra points last year. It was a real issue. So I am fully expecting that issue to be 100% corrected coming into year 2.
We can all only hope, because kicking is not easy, but it's definitely needed. So
you win and lose games on the foots of kickers, man.
Yeah, let's just hope you guys can get that kicking under your belt and figure it out and
So with that,
make some field goals this year.
With that little roster and season overview, let's take a look at the schedule. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really happy to boast that we have the toughest schedule in the Big Ten.
No, I didn't even notice this though. Looking up your schedule earlier, guess the cheapest amount tickets are going for your Week 1 game against Indiana State.
I don't know if this is good or bad. It's like 200 something, isn't it?
No.
Higher?
No.
Cheaper? Or is it like $20?
No.
Cheaper?
$3.
Hell yeah.
So, if you want to go to West Lafayette, I believe, and watch Indiana State and Purdue football, you can get your tickets as low as $3.
I mean, it's a Week 1 opponent. I mean,
at noon also. Going to be on the Big Ten channel. Why not?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a cupcake game though. I mean, that like we were literally just talking about Alabama's schedule and who they have. We're gonna get into that in a minute. So we got Indiana State Week 1. W.
If not, I'm concerned already.
Yeah, that's got to be marked a dub.
Let's just take a quick look and see if we can figure out how Indiana State did last year. Because I want to say they were getting decent for a little bit.
They went 1-10 last year.
Yeah, I just got that pulled up. Okay, if y'all don't beat them,
I'm expecting, because the last time we played them, we beat them by like 50 something. I'm expecting to at least like 40 piece them Week 1. That's my expectation. Pull the starters by the second half.
But yeah, you guys should definitely win that game.
Week 2 ain't no cakewalk, man. We getting right into the gauntlet right after that. We got Notre Dame at home, man.
Notre Dame coming to West Lafayette at a 3:30 CBS kickoff time.
I'm so excited for that game. The battle for the Shillelagh is back, man. We have not won that trophy from Notre Dame since 2007. They've had it for that long.
Almost 20 years.
It's time to come home.
Week 3, you guys are going out west to Oregon State.
Hold up. Notre Dame, dub, yes, no.
Oh. No, I'm sorry.
You know what? Call me biased, but here's the thing. Purdue is getting at least one home win against either Notre Dame, Oregon, or Penn State. My vote is on Notre Dame.
Okay.
I'll take Notre Dame as a dub. We're starting 2-0 going out to Oregon State. Yeah, you might want to write this down.
I don't have a pen.
Well.
There's not a pen on the desk. There's a Sharpie. It's not my notebook. Write it down on your phone.
I got it in my head. We 2-0 right now. Don't worry.
You're going up pretty good.
No, I'm not. Trust me. This is what I do, baby. Let's go. We're 2-0 right now going out to Oregon State.
You're going to remember my predictions too?
We'll get there. One bridge at a time. We're 2-0 going out to Oregon State.
All right.
Week 3.
Yep. 8:30 kickoff. I got to give it to Oregon State.
Yeah, I'm going to give Oregon State that one. Going out west. Night game.
Oregon State's not an easy team either.
I'm gonna pick Purdue to drop that game. 2-1.
Home against Nebraska. 12 o'clock.
3-1.
I'll give you that, yeah.
3-1.
At Wisconsin. I feel like
No. Let me just say.
Oh, he's mad. He's mad about something. What's
In the
your
year-
upset, buddy?
In the year of our Lord Jesus Christ 2024,
Here we go with this again.
this year marks 20 years since the last time Purdue beat Wisconsin.
You know you said about the same exact line for Purdue basketball winning the Natty, right?
And we came one game away. When was the last time Oregon did?
I'm not saying we're good in basketball.
Here's my thing. It has been 20 years since we beat Wisconsin in football. It's time.
Or is it
This is the year. And I will say this every year until we do.
like they're just gonna run down your guys' throats?
I don't trust Luke Fickell.
They're gonna run down your guys' throat?
Nope.
They're gonna waste that clock?
Nope.
And they're going
Here's the thing. Braylon Allen's gone, baby. He can't hurt us anymore, although every Wisconsin running back hurts us. Let's be honest.
plus you're in Wisconsin.
I
Those fans are something else, and you know that.
I so badly want to pick Purdue because I want to. The fan in me wants to see them end the streak of losing to Wisconsin.
Pick the real winner, though. Don't be biased.
I'm gonna pick Wisconsin to beat Purdue.
Go in unbiased on all of these.
I'm gonna pick Wisconsin to beat Purdue. Purdue will sit at 3-2.
Okay.
Although the fan in me is rooting for the upset.
It always is.
Always. Spoiler makers.
Then you guys make a trip to good old Illinois.
4-2. Sorry, Big Bert.
Yeah, I don't really see Illinois doing anything. Hey, you can get tickets as cheap as $5 for that game.
Not shocked. Although those will probably subject to change as the season gets closer.
That's why you buy them now.
Yeah.
We did Illinois, and then it's time.
Oregon.
Oregon comes into West Lafayette at an 8 o'clock tip-off on Fox, which hopefully I will be in the crowd with you, rooting on my
Oh, I will
Ducks.
be there either way. Don't you worry.
That's why I said
If they wear, I'll tell you right now, if they wear the chrome helmets under Ross Aid, I'm about to make you so pissed if you don't go.
if we go,
It's very likely Oregon is going to come into this game either undefeated or with one loss.
if we go, I still better be able to get a ride after the ass whooping.
We'll see.
No, there is not a we'll see. We've already had this conversation, and that's what you've said.
So, like I just said, Oregon is very likely to come into this game with either one loss or no losses at that point in the year.
I can see it.
The way I have Purdue projected right now, they're sitting 4-2. So by that current logic, that would probably be a matchup between either 1 and 2 for Oregon versus, let's say, 4 or 5, depending on where Purdue's sitting rankings wise. So it'd be like,
Big Ten.
yeah. So it'd be like a 1-2 versus a 4-5 type thing. That's how I'm kind of projecting that in my head.
You guys aren't going to win. Just get that out your head right now. Who's covering Tez Johnson? Who's covering Stewart? Who's
I
covering Ferguson? Who's covering Herbert?
do you okay, here's the thing.
Who's stopping the running backs?
I so badly want to see what the spread's going to be for that game. That to me is really going to tell the tale. Because I feel like it's definitely going to be multiple scores for Oregon.
Oh, if it's not, I would probably be very shocked.
Oh, yeah. They probably haven't dropped that yet, though. I wouldn't be shocked if the spread is by multiple scores for Oregon, though. Would not be shocked. I'm going to pick Oregon to come and upset Purdue and Ross-Ade. They bring in Dylan Gabriel from the portal. Dan Lanning is a hell of a coach.
He needs to learn sometimes, and I will admit.
And he has got...
Hey, just take the points.
He is seriously...
3 on their side of the field. We are in field goal range. Just take the damn point sometimes. You don't have to go for it every single fourth and shit.
Yeah.
I get wanting to. Trust me, I really do. You want those touchdowns and all that. But both games against Washington last year, we could have won if we just would have kicked field goals in certain situations.
Well, even when you kick the field goal, you still missed it.
Because we don't kick them often. Unless it's an extra point.
So...
Sorry. That...
I got Oregon winning this game. It'll drop Purdue to 4-3 on the year. Who we got after Oregon? Northwestern?
Yes.
5-3.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a win.
That's gonna be interesting with David Braun as their new coach, though. No longer Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that will be different.
Still 5-3.
Then you guys go to the Buckeye State.
The Horseshoe.
That's a loss for you guys.
5-4.
Then Penn State comes to West Lafayette.
6-4. Calling the upset. We're getting 2 upsets. Y'all thought we only getting 1? Nah, fam. Notre Dame and Penn State and Ross-Ade, they both going down. Nobody comes into Ross-Ade except for Oregon.
This man must be on some kind of different level tonight. He's kind of talking some psycho shit. All right. Yeah.
Nah, for real. Give me Purdue in this one, though.
I'm going to go with Penn State. But I do think you guys could pull the upset off. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback. But they also almost always have a good running game. They have a good, decent defense. And their receivers can usually ball. So...
Yeah. Hammer the upset. 6-4.
I'm gonna still give you guys a loss, so 5-5 for me. But you guys could possibly pull the upset off, and then you guys go to Michigan State.
Ooh, that'll be a toss-up. I'm not gonna lie.
At 8:00.
Ooh. Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. That could be intimidating depending on how the season's going for each team. Like, if Michigan State's good, their stadium's going to be rocking. If they're, like, middle of the pack, like, they kind of suck, might be a different conversation. I don't know. I'll be kind of intrigued by that. I'll pick Michigan State in this. I'll give Michigan State the win at home. Put Purdue at 6-5. I think Sparty will get it done in East Lansing. Sadly.
So we both have them at 6-5. No.
You have them 5-6.
And then you guys go to Bloomington.
7-5.
Sorry, I was spacing over the
7-5.
Okay, calm down. Y'all may get a bogey. But yeah, I got you guys winning against IU. If not,
We don't lose to IU. Let's be so serious.
but all right. So
Got Purdue. I got Purdue finishing 7-5 this year. Overall, not a bad record. Year 2 under Ryan Walters. I think that's for me. If that plays out how I predict, I think that's a win for Ryan Walters year 2 with the schedule he's got going into year 3. Going from 4 wins to 7 wins in a bowl game, I think that's huge. But moving on from Purdue now to Oregon.
You said you have them 7-5?
Yeah.
And I have them 6-5. I did find a pen, by the way. It was on the floor.
Dope. So now we got the Oregon Ducks.
Yep, I'm trying to catch up with some writing. Sorry.
I can pull it up on my phone too.
I already got it pulled up. I just get this back over here. All right. Oregon Ducks.
Week 1 against Idaho. That's an Oregon win.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
That's an
At home
Oregon
at a
win.
7:30 kickoff. Breaking our debut out on the Big Ten Network. Tickets as low as $13.
Big Ten after dark now.
10 tickets as low as $13. So keep in mind, our week 1 lowest you can get is 13 right now. Lowest you guys could get your week 1 ticket is $3. There's some pretty cheap tickets going on. But
Week 2, you got Boise State at home.
I'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
2-0.
Damn, that's late.
It is late.
All right. Anyway,
And then
that's the bad thing about being an Oregon fan,
yeah.
because their home games are always on super late, starting super late. Which I'm more of a night owl. Doesn't really bother me, but with life,
But their time zone, it lines up as
like 7.
yeah.
But hey, do anything to watch my Ducks.
Hey, can't blame you.
Week 3, we're making a short trip to Oregon State. Take that as a dub for us.
Yeah, I'll give Oregon that win. 3-0. Going into week 4 at UCLA. 4-0.
Yeah.
4-0. Going into week 5 at home against Michigan State. 6 or 5. Jeez, I can't count. 5-0.
Yes, sir.
5-0.
Those Ducks are flying.
Week 6.
Uh,
Oregon, Ohio State. This might be game of the week. Oregon is at home.
have to.
Oregon is at home.
Don't know the time though.
Here's the thing. Last time Oregon and Ohio State played was in the Horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon pulled the upset.
I'm aware.
This one's a toss-up. I'm gonna pick Oregon.
Bias me says we're gonna win, but it's not gonna be definitely a cakewalk. It's gonna be one, if not the most physical battles we'll have this season.
I think it'll be one of those games where it's close, but then one of the teams will just run out of gas. Like it'll be like Oregon will score a touchdown late or something, and then Ohio State will get the ball back. Well, no, Ohio State will get the ball back, and then they'll like turn it over or throw a pick six or something like that. You know what I mean?
The momentum's going to shift.
So like it'll be close, but then like it'll be like a 2-score game or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could see that happening. But yeah, Oregon's going to win.
I got Oregon in that one, 6-0.
Then we make the trip to West Lafayette.
7-0.
Yes, sir.
We already covered that one. Or Illinois at
Then
Oregon,
we have the Illinois coming to us.
8-0.
Then we go to the big house.
That'll be another tough one.
I am very worried about that game. Honestly.
Give me Michigan to pull the upset. It's in the big house. You know there's gonna be a sold out crowd for that.
I don't want to say it, but we're gonna most likely lose that game.
7-1.
I feel like Donovan
Edwards.
I saw a video of Donovan Mitchell earlier. That's why. I feel like he could very possibly have a big day against us. Because you gotta think, we're from the Pac-12. We are still adjusting to the Big Ten. We haven't even played our first game in the Big Ten yet.
Yep.
But we never really had to recruit the big defensive tackles to stop the run and all that. We were more of a zone, worry about passing defense. But now in the Big Ten, a lot of the Big Ten schools like to run the ball a lot. So that's the only thing making me a little bit worried this season, is that we won't have enough size and run stopping ability in the middle where we need it.
It's just going to be interesting to me to see what Michigan's identity is going to be under Sharon Moore, because under Jim Harbaugh, their identity was they're going to win at the line of scrimmage and they're going to run the football.
Yeah.
And they did that. They did that.
There were games where McCartney, JJ didn't have to throw much.
No. Specifically the Penn State game. I don't think he threw a single pass the entire second half. But
I don't think so either.
What Michigan's identity is going to be with Sharon Moore is going to be very interesting to me. If he follows a Jim Harbaugh suit and stays the same style that Michigan has been the last couple years that's given them success, or if they're going to transition into a different play style. So I'm going to be really interested to see that coming into this year for Michigan. But I am going to pick them to pull the upset over Oregon.
Me too. That's our first loss, and it comes with 3 games left in the season.
It's all right, though, because next week you'll bounce back at home in Peace, Maryland by 40.
Yeah.
8-1.
Then we go to Wisconsin.
8-2 or 9-1. Wow, I almost gave you a loss for that. 9-1.
Don't be doing that.
9-1.
Then we make the trip to Washington to finish the game. I'm gonna say 10-1.
10-1. Yeah.
10-1.
I got 10-1 for Oregon. Honestly, they might be my favorite to win the Big Ten this year, or to make it to Indy this year.
Where do you think they will be ranked?
Honestly,
at the end of the
season? College football has expanded now to 12 teams in the playoff, so they're definitely going to make the college football playoff no matter what. But I definitely got them, at least right now, I got them ranked 3.
Finishing 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say probably top 3 as well. I want to say 1, but you never know.
Yeah. Especially this early. But the way we predict Oregon's schedule, it looks like another very successful year for the Oregon Ducks. Let's see if they can finally make a run in the playoff and capture that national title.
I can only hope so. It's been a minute. So let's go bring that back to Eugene.
Y'all got all the resources, you just need to make it happen. But that's going to wrap it up for the Oregon Ducks 2024 schedule outlook.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who we got up next? Michigan? Bama.
We got Bama.
This is going to be...
I don't like that one.
This is going to be a really interesting year for Alabama without Nick Saban in the Kalen DeBoer era.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of see what he can do down south. He did good stuff for Washington, so I'm kind of hoping he can just keep it up. Also, I'm hoping not, because I just absolutely hate Alabama. So
yeah, but
they got
you got to give them respect. They've been the premier dynasty of college football for the last decade and a half.
They have. I'm not saying they haven't been, but
Like, they have been the standard in college football. And before Nick Saban, they were a 6-6 team. They were very average. So they've definitely worked for everything they've gotten. But starting off the year, week 1, Western Kentucky at Alabama. That's an Alabama win.
give me Bama, yeah. Week 2, they have USF coming in.
South Florida, that's still an Alabama win.
Yeah.
2-0.
Then they go to Wisconsin for a noon kickoff time.
3-0.
Yeah.
I don't think Wisconsin's pulling that upset regardless of them being at home. It may not be Nick Saban anymore, but Alabama's still a different animal.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is not ready for that.
No.
Give me Alabama on that all day
I
long.
don't trust that offense at all against Bama.
Georgia and Bama in week 4. Give me Georgia. I'm going to take Georgia to pull the upset in Tuscaloosa.
Tide's not going to be rolling.
No, dogs are going to be barking, though.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Barking from jail. What? Okay, moving on.
At Vandy.
What is this? Week 5? Week 6? No. Week 5? Yeah. Bama at Vandy. Give me Bama.
Yep.
Because they don't know what Vanderbilt, they don't know what Vandy ball is. You remember that?
Okay.
You can't tell me that wasn't
All
good.
right, moving on. South Carolina going into Bama.
That's a Bama win.
Give me Bama.
What are we sitting right now? What week was that? 6. So we're 5-1 right now.
Yes.
Alabama at Rocky Top.
Give me Rocky Top.
Yeah, I'll take Rocky Top on that one too. As much as it pains me to pick them,
Don't lift the goalpost up this year.
5-2. Mizzou.
Mizzou. Give me Bama.
Yeah, giving Bama will be 6-2 coming into Bama and LSU November 9th
Give me the Tigers. All day.
in
Tigers.
Death Valley.
Tigers.
Yeah, give me the Tigers, man.
And then look at this bullshit.
What were
Bullshit.
we talking about earlier? The SEC is so stupid for doing this. They do this every year, where they get a cupcake game the last like week or two before the final game of the year. It's ridiculous. Alabama and Mercer.
Who the hell is Mercer? I want to know that. Who is Mercer? Give me a Bama win at a 2 o'clock kickoff. Who kicks off at 2 o'clock?
Apparently Bama and Mercer do.
$11. You can get tickets for that game at Bama for $11.
The fact that Purdue and Indiana State is cheaper than that kind of hurts.
It should.
All right, so they're what? 6-2?
Yeah, 2 losses.
Alabama and Oklahoma.
At Oklahoma.
I'll take Bama. Yeah, I'll take Bama.
Give me the Sooners.
What?
It's either Sooners or Tigers. Auburn Tigers. Bama's going to lose one of those games.
They're more likely to lose Auburn than
At home, though, I feel like going to Oklahoma, they may get...
I trust Auburn to
They
beat
may get a little rocked at Oklahoma, especially after the...
Oklahoma's first year in the SEC. No.
Coming off of an easy easy ass cakewalk of Mercer, they're going to be above their heads. And if Oklahoma comes out and punches them in the mouth,
I don't trust OU to do it. I trust Auburn to do it more than OU.
I just don't trust Auburn to do it in Alabama.
They've done it in Bama before.
I know, but it's Alabama. You don't ever want to just...
But it's not Nick Saban Bama.
I know.
Give me Auburn. I will pick Bama against OU, and I'll pick Auburn against Bama.
So we're flipped on those two.
Yeah.
All right.
But either way, you got them finishing what?
3 losses. So that's... No. Georgia, Tennessee,
LSU,
LSU,
and
Sooners. So 4 losses.
8-4.
8-4. And you have them what?
That's the same, 8-4, because I also have them 4 losses.
Okay. So we both have Bama going 8-4, which that is most likely not going to win you the SEC. So
Let alone get you in the college football playoffs.
it's Bama. They'll find their way in.
Not at 8-4, but it.
The undefeated team got knocked out of the playoffs last year for Bama.
Yeah,
Bama will always find their way in. They're
Yeah.
just that big name. They're basically the Tom Brady Patriots of college football. Like,
I mean, I would 8-4 for Kalen DeBoer in his first year. That's a success.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's a success.
Especially in the
That's going to be considered a failure by Bama standards, though,
It
considering
is.
to what they're accustomed to the last couple of years. But you take into account what Kalen DeBoer is stepping into, that is a massive win for him in year 1. Massive. If I'm Kalen DeBoer, I would take that record all day long. That's
I would too. That's.
I think that's
a good starting spot in the SEC.
especially coming off a Rose Bowl loss to Michigan. There should be some hunger there.
And turning that team around in Washington.
I'm excited for Kalen DeBoer. It's going to be. I think 2024 will be a success for him in year 1.
Have some of his Washington players go with him to Bama too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he has some talent he knows of. He's coached, so as long as they earn the spot, he can put them in. I don't like how coaches just get players to transfer with them and they're automatically starters. Especially at Bama, that's not going to fly.
No, you got to earn your spot.
They literally have to earn their spot. But so yeah, both of us have them at 8-4.
And switching over to Michigan now.
Yes.
We got week 1, Michigan at home, Fresno State, dub. 1-0 Michigan.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Fresno State, though. They beat us in week 1 last year.
They did. But yeah, I'm giving that to Michigan as well.
Week 2, this is going to be a really good game. Texas and Michigan in the big house.
Think those horns are going to be up or down? I say up.
I'm not making that joke. Give me Texas.
Right.
Give me Texas.
1-1 start for the Wolverines.
Michigan, week 3,
Arkansas State. At
Dub.
The big house. That's a dub.
2-1.
USC comes into town.
Give me Michigan. 3-1.
Yeah.
And then week 4 at
Minnesota.
home against Minnesota. Win
Michigan.
5-1. And then
At Washington, taking a trip out west.
week 5. Give me Washington.
Yeah, those trips out west, I feel like are gonna bite Big Ten teams in the butt.
It'll do the same to the
first year.
to the Pac-12 teams too.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it won't.
Yeah, give me Washington. So I'd put What would that be? 4-2.
Yes.
Week 7.
They go to Illinois. They'll beat them up.
Yeah. 5-2.
Home against Michigan State.
Give me 6-2 against Sparty.
Yeah.
I think they'll win they'll win Paul Bunyan.
Don't have to say this again.
Oregon and Michigan, give me the maize and blue. Give me the maize and blue.
Don't have to say it again.
Yeah, you do, because I had to say it for Purdue.
All right. Give me Michigan.
Yep.
That hurts.
What's that put their record at now?
That really hurts because this means our loss is going to come to a team that probably has, 2 losses?
Washington, yeah.
So,
Or no.
Yeah, they'll have 2 losses. Texas and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So we could possibly lose our undefeated streak if it goes as we predict to a team that has 2 losses. That would be a bummer.
Coming into Ross 8 against a Purdue team with 2 losses.
No, that's not happening.
I'm just kidding. All right, so Michigan over Oregon in
Over IU.
yeah, Michigan will take
Next 2
take Michigan over IU in Bloomington. And the following week when Northwestern comes to town to the Big House on Senior Day, give me Michigan for that one. And then the game. Probably the biggest game in college football in each of the last 3 years. Michigan has won 3 of them straight. This is a make or break year in terms of this game for Ryan Day and Ohio State. Ohio State standard, they do not lose this game. They've lost it 3 years in a row.
Give me Ohio State.
The game is at Columbus.
Give me Ohio State.
I'll take Ohio State. I think Ohio State ends the streak.
3 losses.
3 losses. Ohio State,
9-3.
Washington, and Texas. And then
You and me are projecting Oregon, Bama, and Michigan the same.
pretty much.
The only team we are not agreeing on is your Boilermakers with the 1 win or loss difference, however you want to look at it. All right.
So, moving on to the final team of the night. Or is Ohio State the last one?
Yes, sorry.
The final team of the night that we're going to take a look at schedule-wise, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And we just talked about them. This is going to be an interesting year. This is going to be an interesting year for Ryan Day. Quarterback coming out of the portal. Forget who they took. I'm not going to lie. I'm blanking on his name.
I know I've picked him off so many times in college football.
I can't remember.
What is his name? Oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy.
But we're going to start week 1, Akron.
Will Howard.
That's right. Will Howard. We're going to start week 1, Akron at Ohio State.
237? 6'4", 237. And then it looks like they have 2 6'3" quarterbacks. And then a 6'2". A couple 6'2s and a 6'1". Damn. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks on their roster for this year.
That is wild.
And the youngest one are 2 freshmen.
Freshmen?
sophomore, 2 juniors, and 2 seniors, and Will Howard is a senior.
So starting week 1, Akron at Ohio State. I got Ohio State winning that.
Oh, yeah. Ohio State's going to win that.
1-0. Moving into week 2, Western Michigan.
Ohio State.
Give me 2-0 for the Bucks. Coming into week 3 at home against Marshall. 3-0. 3-0 against Marshall. Week 4, Buckeyes and Sparty in East Lansing.
Buckeyes.
I like that pick. I think I'd take Ohio State on that. 4-0. Coming into week 5, back at home against Iowa. Iowa's a tough defensive team.
They are. They may not score many points, but they're always good defensively, it seems like.
Give me Ohio State in this.
Yeah.
5-0 coming into the showdown with Oregon. My pick for game of the week for that week. Buckeyes and Ducks. In Oregon, in Eugene. We already talked about this game going through the Oregon schedule. Give me Oregon for this. That'll be Ohio State's first loss on the year. And then give me Ohio State against Nebraska the following week.
Yeah.
I'll take that pick. And then you can't tell me this is most likely not going to be the whiteout game. Penn State at home against Ohio State.
Yeah. Once I saw that, I was like, whiteout.
Give me Penn State. I'll take Penn State for that.
Yeah.
That's a definite trap game.
Especially if it is a whiteout game. I'm definitely taking Penn State.
And then coming in week after Penn State, my Boilers come to town. Come to Columbus. Sorry, Ryan Walters. I got Ohio State. I think Ohio State will get that done at home. November 16th, Ohio State will travel to Northwestern to take on the Wildcats. That'll be a win for Ohio State.
Unfortunately.
And then Senior Day, Ohio State and IU. Give me Ohio State.
I kid.
No.
Ohio State.
And then Ohio State, Michigan, which I quite honestly think this, like the last 3 years, is going to be a big factor in deciding who goes to the Big Ten Championship. So give me Ohio State at home.
Yeah.
For Ryan Day to break the streak against the Wolverines. Silence the critics, shut them up, take the Bucks to Indy. So let's see. What is that? 2 losses? Penn State and yeah.
Yep.
So 10-2 for Ohio State.
Yeah, that is 10-2 for the Buckeyes. So rounding out, we have Brennan projecting Purdue at 7-5.
I like that pick.
Oregon 10-1. Bama 8-4. Michigan 9-3. Ohio State 10-2. Are you good with those picks for you?
I'm solid with those.
All right.
I don't know how you could argue against them.
And then for me,
Pretty similar.
yep, identical besides one. I got Purdue losing one more. That makes sense. My math is awful. I'd be getting going 6-6, not 7-5. I wrote 6-5. All right, so I have you guys going 6-6. That still doesn't add up.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. All right. Oregon going 10-1. Bama going 8-4. Michigan going 9-3. Ohio State 10-1.
10-2.
Yes. Sorry. I was looking at a different number.
So pretty much identical picks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. I'm excited for football to be back.
Yeah. Training camp is here. Fall camp is here. And we're just over a month away from the kickoff of the 2024 season.
And like we said, it will be here before we know it.
And I cannot wait. But this episode's run a lot longer than
Yeah.
probably anticipated.
I mean, it's not that much longer, and we got a few things to hit in the NFL, and then we'll be wrapping it up. So we're not too much more, but let's hop into the NFL.
It started with that new kickoff rule because I've been holding my tongue on that one, dude.
Let's hold it a little bit longer.
No. I already took the top off it. We're getting into it now. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna go grab a snack while you do this ranting.
Get me one. I'm not a fan of this rule, okay? Here's the thing. You gotta now tell or announce that you're doing an onside kick before the fourth quarter to the other team. Not only that, but the onside kicks are illegal until the fourth quarter if you're not trailing. Are you? And this is coming off the heels of screwing up the kickoffs already? Where you have the kicker all the way back where he's supposed to be, but then you have the defenders on the opposite side of the 50.
It's to help protect the players. It's something that the XFL did, and it worked out really good. So they are taking it from the XFL.
What happened to the game I love?
It's still there. It's just they are trying to cut down on injuries, which...
Here's the thing.
I agree with cutting back on the injuries.
Here's the thing.
But there has to be injuries in sports. Like, it's just part of it.
Here's the thing. My take would probably be different if you didn't have to announce to the other team that you were doing it. Did George Washington announce to the British that he was going to cross the Delaware River on Christmas Day? Did the Allies announce to their enemies in World War II that they were going to invade Normandy? Hello? What are we doing here? The goal is to gain the competitive advantage. Where is the competitive advantage if you have to announce to them that you're about to do this? This makes no sense at all. And I'm praying to God the NCAA doesn't adopt this same mentality. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think this is a stupid rule. I can live with the original kickoff rule, fine. You can maybe get a little bit of leeway with me with not being able to do it unless you're trailing. Maybe.
Why else? Why would you need to do it if you're up? That's just... Some would consider it... I don't, but some would still consider
what? You don't love seeing the... You don't love seeing the random onside kicks coming out of halftime?
No, I do.
Regardless of who's winning?
I do. Some people don't, though.
Who cares?
They consider that unsportsmanship.
No, it's not. That's football.
I get it. But you also have to think sports.
The only way that could, to me, that's considered unsportsmanlike is if you score when you're ahead and then do it. Like if you're already ahead.
I just don't really see an issue with the part that they have to announce if they're doing an onside kick.
No, I think that's stupid. You should not have to announce that.
You shouldn't have to, but also just
like, are we gonna start telling them? Are we gonna start? Are we gonna start? What is the point of huddling? Like, why don't we just tell the defense what we're running every play?
The percentage of recovering an onside kick, anyways, is very slim. So it's not like it's a 80% chance of recovering it, and then, oh hey, you have to now tell us when you're doing it. What? No, that's
gonna make the chances go down more.
It's already almost single digits.
Exactly.
No one really even does it unless they're down last a minute of the game.
And now they can't.
They can. You just got to kick it 10 yards and recover it.
And tell them. No, this is stupid. I don't like this rule. Moving on. Jordan Love's contract extension.
Yeah.
Dude, this is... I got feelings on this one too.
Well, let's hear it.
I don't think he's worth the money yet.
4 year, $220 million.
I think it's too soon. He had
Putting him in a tie for the NFL's top paid quarterback.
He had a solid half of last year. I don't think that warrants it yet.
He's getting, what did I say? A 4 year, 220? Yeah, 4 year, 220 million. I'm not sure if he's worth it yet.
No.
But he also has a lot of young talent around him on that offense. The O-line's not as good as it used to be when A-Rod was there. Keep that in mind. Keep that 220.
Yeah, the Packers front office is getting Jordan Love help, but what did they not do with Aaron Rodgers?
Give him some help.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan Love, after all that, we both either don't know or don't think he's worth it. Tua gets a 4-year, $212.4 million contract. I would much rather pay Tua than Jordan Love. But yeah, Jordan Love's getting more. I feel like the only reason why Tua didn't get more is because of his injury past.
Mm-hmm.
Because no team's going to give him a whole bunch of money knowing he's probably one concussion away from being done.
Yeah.
So...
wouldn't shock me.
I'm happy he got paid, but I wish it was a little bit more. We got a couple other contracts that have happened over the past couple days. Seahawks safety and Julian Love agree to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to $36 million. He can ball. He played for the Giants. Played my Eagles 2 times a year. He can ball. I'm a fan of him. I'm happy he got his payday. CeeDee Lamb not reporting to Cowboys camps until he gets a new contract. The Vikings signed Christian Darrisaw to a 4-year, $113 million extension, given whoever their quarterback's going to be, either Sam Darnold, JJ, or they have somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Some protection for the next 4 years on that offensive line.
Yep.
Jaguars signing cornerback Tyson Campbell to a 4-year, $76.5 million extension. Kenny Clark, the Packers, we've already talked about them with Jordan Love. They spent a little bit more money before that Jordan Love contract. Agreeing to terms with nose tackle Kenny Clark for their 3-year, $64 million extension. Go get your money, big boy.
Good stuff.
And then, yeah, that's about all I have there.
Well, I think that
Yeah,
I think that's just about it for this episode then.
I think so.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Actually, I took this as I was leaving the house today to come to the studio. DJ Moore and the Bears have agreed to a 4-year, $110 million extension. I took this screenshot at 7:58 today p.m. And I got here about 8:20, so that was literally right before I left to come here. DJ Moore got paid, so
Nice.
he'll be in Chicago with Caleb Williams for possibly the next 4 years. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for today.
Thank y'all for listening. We'll
we'll be back next week with some kind of more deep dive.
kind of going through more of the top 10 with college football, looking at rosters, schedules, training camps. We'll be getting into all of that nitty gritty, especially now that we're coming down the home stretch towards the start of football season. So stay tuned wherever you get your podcasts. We're now actually uploading. We have all of the social media. So make sure to follow us on the social medias. And yeah, you got anything else?
No, go ahead. Follow our social medias. They'll be in the description.
Yeah, and
And yeah, we'll be back next week, and we'll
football season's almost here, man. Hold on,
yeah,
just hold on.
but high school around here starts in just a couple weeks.
That is true.
So
That is true.
we could get our little football feed from some good old Indiana high school football.
Yeah,
Before
but
the actual college and pros kickoff. But hey,
till then, thanks guys. Take care. We'll see you next week.